Pickleball is primarily doubles. That's where the highest levels are played. That's what the most exciting part of the game is. That's what you're going to teach the absolute most. In pickleball, most of the things that you teach are going to 3-on-1s, we call it triples, or group lessons and clinics. So doubles is something that's incredibly important. With that being said, hitting cross court is the highest level shot that you're going to hit. It allows people to hit the ball lower, keep it longer, and look to make that opponent pop the ball up. One of the key things that we want to think about when we're dinking cross court is never to cross over. In pickleball, we always want to be square. If we're square, we're able to keep that contact point that we talked about in front of us. Common thing in pickleball is when people are dinking cross court, we'll see them step across and hit like this. The minute somebody steps across, you know that they're probably going to go down the line. It's incredibly hard to hit behind us. So what we're looking to do instead of stepping across is stepping open stance. Our body then creates the angle, and then it's similar to clearing a table. So if we were to go to the net with our tip of our paddle always in front of us and push forward, that's exactly what it should feel like when you're going cross court. So when I'm going cross court, I'm going to step open stance and clear that table. I'm always able to push that ball out in front of me. In pickleball, when you're dinking, you're always looking to take the ball out of the air when you can. By taking it out of the air, I cut down my opponent's reaction time, I apply more pressure, and I don't have to move my feet as much by keeping that contact in front of me. It puts me in a high level position to attack. So when we're going cross court, I'm always staying square. My contact point is always out to my target. So I'm always pushing that ball out no matter where I am. One foot is always anchored, and I'm able to keep the ball low. So then the big question is, where am I aiming when I'm going cross court? And we're always looking for the outside quarter of the court. So if you split the court in fours, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're looking for the outside quarter or the triangle that's right in the corner of the court. By doing that, that's the furthest distance the opponent is going to have to reach. When I make them reach that low, notice they're going to break their posture, which causes them to pop the ball up. So I'm going to dink cross court. I'm going to aim for that outside corner every time. And I'm trying to make them break their posture. I'm pushing that ball out every time, pushing it out. In pickleball, you want to have 3 contact points. It's not 1 and off. It's 1, 2, 3. The longer I can keep the ball in my paddle, the more effective my shot is going to be. So it's here, pushing that ball out. Notice how I'm making him break his posture by pushing that ball all the way forward. I'm applying more pressure and I'm moving a lot less because my contact point is always in front. And all of these dinks that I've hit are currently shoveling. Now, if I want to put a little spin on, it's going to come from the same foundational point. So I'm still in front. I'm just going to come over that ball just a little bit. I'm going to push it out. I take the ball in the air instead of stepping back. I'm able to roll, pushing him back. Good. And notice where all my balls are landing. The outside triangle in the far quarter of the court, causing my opponent to break their posture and applying way more pressure. The last thing I'll say when going cross court is what happens when we get in trouble. When we feel that our opponent is pushing us in the corner, where do we go? How do we stop that pressure so we don't pop the ball up? And what you want to do is always think of the middle of the court as your reset zone. So if I'm feeling pressure, I'm going to press the reset button by dinking that ball in the middle of the court. By doing that, I take the opponent in front of me out of play. I put it in a place that my opponent doesn't have angle anymore, which means their next shot will be back to neutral, which allows me to be able to apply pressure on the next ball. The backhand side is going to be no different. When we're going cross court on the backhand side, we're always going to be square. One of the things that always comes up in tennis is our ready position is always in front of us. In pickleball, we're always square, so my hips are always going to be forward. However, my paddle is going to be facing where the ball is. So if I'm hitting cross court, my paddle ready position is then here. My hips are forward, my paddle's here because there's no strings. So the pathway of the ball is going to come back this way. So if it comes towards my body, I can shift, always shift, and I'd be able to hit down on it. If I'm neutral and I'm facing forward and the ball comes this way, now I'm late and I have to take a step back. We always want to hit that ball in front of us. Notice as we're hitting this way, my hips are always forward, but my paddle is always facing where my target is. I'm still trying to have 3 contact points. I'm pushing that ball out. I'm always keeping my posture. If I haven't said it enough, posture is everything. Keep your posture, keep that paddle in front, and focus on always only taking 1 step. By doing that, I'm always able to apply the pressure, and I'm always looking for that high ball to ultimately attack.